right, fellow babies. It is Friday night on the EiE Network, and you know what that means. It's the Silly Shills Show coming at you live, and holy hell, fellow babies, we have plumbed the sewers of YouTube to find you the biggest morons, the savviest losers, and the absolute bullshit babies. We got them all. We got some aliens. We've got some ancient aliens. We've got some flat earthers, NASA deniers, space deniers, and some of it all wrapped up into one. Holy hell, this panel's going to have fun tonight. So let's get it kicked off right away. I'll give it over to DeadKennedyInSpace and we can see who's here tonight. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, Space Cowboys. Hope everyone's keeping well. It is indeed a plethora of stupid we have today. Really quickly, I do want to shout out Mr. Sensible. Thanks very much for sending a bunch of people over to our stream. Really appreciate that. Hope we don't disappoint. I don't think we can because, my God, the stupid we have today. So we'll go around the table, but really quickly, as for myself, I'm currently working on a video covering ODD TV and Nathan Thompson, two people who are up to some very shifty things. I'll just say it involves the learned protocols of the Elders of Sion. And we'll go from there. Let's see who's in the room with us today. Cheesemondo, how are you today, sir?
Hello there. Absolutely tip-top, fantastic. Got a huge mug of coffee on the go. I've seen the video lists. I know what we're in for. And all I'm going to say is bring it on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Short and simple. Mr. Dawson, yourself?
Oh, doing well. Setting up for the show, you know, as we were going through the videos and whatnot, I was giggling my ass off at some of this crap we have found. And it's not just point and laugh stupid. We've got some, well, sort of meat on the bone as well. I mean, you know, come on. These are idiots. How much meat is there on the bone? But there is some. So it's going to be really cool. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Mike Bertelson, how are you today, sir?
Oh, doing good. It's been a long week. I'm looking forward to see just what we can bring tonight, and we always bring it, so it's going to be good.
Oh, do we ever? This is going to be fun. PhD Tony, how are you today, sir?
I am very well, thank you. I had the very great privilege of being on Mr. Sensible's stream earlier. Thank you for the invitation, Colin. And more importantly than Mr. Sensible being here is the fact that he brought Arnold with him. I think that's we're all very privileged by that. Yeah, looking forward to a great show. Wonderful to be here.
Excellent. Always good to have you with us. Keeping us all supplied with alcohol as usual. Sarcastic Barman, how are you today, sir?
Good evening, sir. I'm not doing too badly, putting up with lockdown, which is boring as shit. But on the plus side, I got to level 75 on Fallout 4 today, so that was fun. And lots of laughing at Discord at Natalie.
Yeah, he's really the downfall of his Facebook group has come with a really great new breed of comedy. It's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And from all the way in Vietnam, Steaming Cup of Reason, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, Kevin. How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. What's new in your world?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the show today, man. I'm getting tired of kind of treading water because, man, the derp is deep today. Holy.
Yeah, it really is a special one today. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have any guests tonight. We don't do guests anymore. We're too cool for that. Who's keeping an eye on the chat and keeping us all in line as usual? It is the tag team of Aimee and Matt. How are you guys today?
We are doing great. Thank you. I'm so excited. We've got some real stupid to laugh at. And I did get to see a tiny bit of what was going on with Natalie. No, we don't have one, honey. Matt's asking if we have one. And he was, you know, so I got to see what Natalie was doing and how he fell for that whole thing. So that was interesting. So thank you, everyone in the chat, for coming today. Thank you, Mr. Sensible, for sending everyone over. I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, what do we do about this video list? How do we decide where to start? Dick, do you have any ideas?
at this point, I think what we're going to do is flip it into the mode. We'll kick it into the scene. I am going to go over to the video list. And I think if I remember correctly, there was something we should get into right away, but we could put it to the group. Let's read a couple off and see what everybody said.
All right.
So we've got Flat Earth Science Lesson 6, Polaris from Australia, one we didn't get to. We have UFO alien sightings footage compilation. And wow, is this a compilation? We've got SpaceX fake ISS launch. Is Coriolis effect a real thing? If Star Wars fans learn space is fake, how to fake a rocket launch on flat Earth. And I mean, do I have to go further? Come on, let's pick one of those.
Well, we can spin up Tony really fast and go with the Coriolis one.
That's what I was thinking.
You're very kind. Okay.
Too funny. All right, let me just get this queued up here. And
Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, Tony. Here we go.
All right.
Pregnant or nursing, you should not board the ride. Sorry.
Oh, this could get bad. Okay, so this is the Coriolis effect real? And, let it be known that we truly just picked this video to set Tony off into a fucking rage. So here we go.
All right, folks, let's talk about the globe spinning Earth that we allegedly live on. It goes from west to east at over 1,000 miles per hour. As a result, Coriolis effect is supposed to
pause.
be accounted for whenever.
I hate to do it so quickly, but I just realized, is that Nathan Roberts?
It is. Looks like.
Yes, it does look like. He's
It's
heavier.
It's the rarely talked about, but honestly, my least favorite Nathan. Because his whole platform has been Bible based, and to see him talk about science is just like, all I can see is like, you're the guy who tore up a children's science book because it's against God. Go fuck yourself. You don't know anything about science. Go back to hanging out with Grizzly Adams, which looks like that's what you've been doing.
Yes, he's willfully ignorant.
Oh, funny.
That's all. I just wanted to make sure that was him.
All right, a little more then?
Yeah.
No.
A long-range sniper rifle shot is taken or a ballistic missile is launched. But for some reason, that
not a
principle is
ballistic
not
missile,
applicable
idiot.
to airplanes and helicopters, of which you would think
Yes, it
the
is.
Coriolis effect would be much more dramatic to an airplane and a helicopter because they hover over the Earth at a lot
Within the atmosphere.
time for the same amount
They're
of distance
powered, you
because
idiot.
their speed is slower than that of a bullet shot and a ballistic missile.
Okay, pause. Pause. So, it's exactly because their velocity is lower that that actually Coriolis doesn't show up as dramatically. What Coriolis manifests itself as is a crosswind for a plane or a helicopter. And the reason that helicopters can hover is because they are traveling in the atmosphere, and they carry the momentum of the atmosphere that they're in because the atmosphere rotates with the Earth. This is idiotic nonsense from beginning to end, and it just bewilders me that this idiocy continues because we've explained this multiple times. Yes, planes have to correct Coriolis, but it's the fact that they're doing it so slowly. It's the fact that they're so big that when they enter an air packet, they quickly conform to the velocity of the air packet that they're moving into. A missile or a bullet is traveling really, really quickly with very little cross-sectional area, so the wind cannot push it as efficiently as it can push an aircraft. Sorry, because of the cross-sectional area of the aircraft does experience this as a wind that does deviate its course and has to be corrected for. But pilots correct for crosswinds all the fucking time. They're doing it constantly from the moment they take off to the moment they land. And as a result of correcting for the crosswinds, they correct for the Coriolis force implicitly in that operation. Bullets and missiles don't correct for crosswinds. They're not operated like that, and they don't have the cross-sectional area to be as affected by crosswinds as aircraft are. Sorry, I'm running out of steam here, but it's just weird. How often do I need to explain this to people, and how short words do I need to use? It's just...
Well,
you got me off to a good start.
You will be explaining this forever.
With that in mind, I mean, we're talking about a man who thinks that the Bible proves the earth is flat because the Bible says it has corners and the Bible says it's a circle.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah. This is one of those things.
Circle.
This is one of those things, Tony, that you're going to have to fight over and over again because it's related to rotation. So they must attack it blindly just because it'll be a never-ending battle. And each one of them is stupider than the next.
Well, I feel like Sisyphus, right? He had to roll that boulder up that hill, and then you get it up there. Except that the boulder is the hunk of rock that flat earthers have instead of a brain, and you try to get it up to some level of understanding, and then you let go, and it rolls all the way back down again, and you're just going, well, for fuck's sake, what is the point of trying to elevate you to some level of comprehension? Because as soon as I'm not here to hold you there, you tumble back down the hill. That seems to be my existence. But anyway.
It's just one of those willful ignorance things, though, because it's related to rotation. They can't possibly accept it as real.
Well, and you can't even conceptualize it correctly because immediately you ask a flat earther about the Earth's rotation and they say, 1,000 miles per hour. No, that's not how we think of rotation. That's how you think of rotation. That's how nobody else thinks of it.
No, we see it as 1 RPD, revolution per day.
Exactly. You don't
Get on that carousel, do 1 revolution a day, and tell me how awful it is.
It's like they don't even understand the concept of RPM. Like, can you imagine if a car's RPM did it in miles per hour instead?
That would be useless.
Exactly.
Yep.
The fundamental starting point of their understanding is their absolute and total lack of comprehension of scale.
Yeah.
Scale's a big one.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, that's so funny. I love the way you say that. Oh, okay. So, shall we let this guy say more that's going to piss off Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Much faster. And as a result, the ballistic missile and long-range sniper rifle shot can cover more distance.
They're not really the same thing.
In a shorter amount of time, meaning there would be less opportunity for spin underneath those two projectiles, whereas an airplane and a helicopter traveling the same amount of distance would take longer time, meaning there's more opportunity for more spin beneath them from the Earth, which means that they should experience much more dramatic Coriolis effect, of which they have to account for none. Does that make any sense? Doesn't make any sense to me. Now, another thing that I want to address, and a friend brought this up to me and informed me.
Stop again. Stop again. Okay. The fact that science doesn't make sense to you is A, plainly evident, but B, irrelevant. Okay? The fact that you can't understand basic scientific principles does not invalidate the scientific principles. It's an idiotic argument to say, well, I don't understand it, therefore it must be gibberish. No, you don't understand it, therefore you're of, at best, moderate intellect. And that's a euphemism for a fucking idiot. It's not, it is not actually science's job to be comprehensible to every fucking moron on the face of the planet. That's not science's role, actually. The offhanded way he says, "Well, it doesn't make sense to me." Yes, clearly it doesn't make sense to you. That doesn't mean that it's not true or real or observable. That just means you're defective, and I'm sorry for that. I really am. But it's really not an argument that you'll see used very often in scientific discussions. And the fact that the planes take longer to go means that it just shows up as air packets. They are moving into air packets. The motion of the air packets that they're moving into acts on the plane. That's all that happens from the plane's perspective. So they just need to correct the crosswinds again. And as Mike said, ballistic missiles are undergoing powered flight. Generally, they've still got a rocket that propels them. Bullets are not undergoing powered flight; they're undergoing ballistic trajectories. So they are, in fact, different things. But
yeah, I'd love to see a bullet account for a crosswind.
It's just.
Yeah.
And all of a
God
sudden,
damn it.
I feel like all of a sudden, very, very abruptly, I feel like I've got low sugar levels, and I feel in dire need of. This is why I feel like some flerfs need to be kicked in the nut, is because they're doing me physical harm. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'll be back in a second. I'll be listening. So,
He's got to go
God,
for a
that's
walk.
hilarious.
If these morons really think that's true, then they should be copping a squat 3 feet to the west of the toilet to hit the bowl.
That's funny. Hold on a second here. There we go. Culprit fixed.
Can I just say, we're 20 minutes into the show and we've already broken Tony.
Yay!
Yeah.
Who are we breaking next?
Okay. Shall we? Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I didn't know about this. So now what I did know
Big
was I
surprise
know
there.
about baseball, and there's this thing called Magnus effect, and it is something that has to be accounted for with a long-range sniper rifle shot as well as a ballistic missile launch. And that's the Magnus effect. So if you have ever seen for example, this also applies in baseball. If you've ever thrown a curveball or seen a curveball thrown, what you'll see, like let's say you're a righty and you put a spin on the ball this way, right? What it's going to do is it's going to trail to the left, right? Because what it's going to do is going to put a force on the air this way, and it's going to push off and go to the left when it's a clockwise spin. And just the opposite, if you're a lefty, it would put the spin on this way, it's going to push against the air, and it's going to drag over to the right. So the same principle applies to projectiles that come out of long-range sniper rifles as well as ballistic missiles. When they come out of their launch, whatever, they also have a spin, okay? And I believe it's typically a clockwise spin, so that would be
Ballistic missile does not spin.
just like if you were righty
And the spin on a bullet is to keep it stable.
Yeah, like
Ballistic
a
missiles-
large, like an artillery round will spin, but not like a intercontinental ballistic missile. That's not going to spin.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you on YouTube, you'll see there's videos of test launches of missiles, and the missile will come up out of the water, like if it's launched from a submarine.
Yeah,
And it'll pause, and it'll actually rotate because it's orienting itself to where it needs to be, and then it goes. It doesn't spin. Ballistic missiles don't spin. They don't need to spin. Bullets, on the other hand, need to spin because they're not powered. They don't have gyroscopes. So if they're going to have stable flight, that's what the spin does. That's why a bullet spins when it comes out of the barrel.
Why it has the rifle.
Barrels
Yes.
of rifle.
That's exactly why they're rifled. Yes.
And
Ballistic missiles.
anybody who wanted to understand this would be able to in maybe 30 minutes of reading if they did the search properly, not search trying to find the way you want it to come out.
Oh yeah. Conclusion shopping.
He already proved that he doesn't know what he's talking about because he goes, you got a ballistic missile, and once it finishes its like launch or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, you don't even know how they work, so what? Shut the fuck up.
That's right. It's funny that it's trying to equate a ballistic missile to a bullet. I mean, there's the dynamics are completely different. Most intercontinental ballistic missiles are actually suborbital too, so nobody's shooting a freaking sniper rifle suborbital. That would be impressive.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Got my 100 caliber rifle.
So, a little more of this Twitter patter.
Okay. Drag to the left. Now, of course, if I'm wrong, if it's actually a left-handed or a counter, drag to the right. But I think most guns drag to the left for their bullets or whatever. But it just depends maybe on the gun. In any
Depends
case,
on which direction you're shooting, schmuck boy.
Spiral, a spin to the bullet, a natural one as it comes out of the barrel, the way the barrel is drilled, so that the bullet will spin, have a tight spin, so that it cuts the
That's your fucking drill right here.
Further. As a result, it creates a drag, whichever way that is opposite to its push, you know. And so yeah, that has to be accounted for. But as far as a Coriolis effect,
sounds like lattice.
It has no bearing. and it kind of makes sense because
no, it doesn't.
From a sniper's perspective, whether they're shooting south north, north south, east west, west east, their calculation for accommodating what they think of as the Coriolis effect, which is not, it's the same. But that wouldn't make sense if it truly was a Coriolis effect, because if they were shooting south to north, north to south, it would be a much different type of Coriolis effect that they would have to account.
First of all, snipers only really account for Coriolis on the most very longest shots. If they're shooting like a mile, they're counting for Coriolis on that. Typically, that isn't. Wind is a much bigger factor in in their calculations as to, you know, their elevation and you know, right or left of the target.
Exactly what I learned in the military, Mike. When I was going through the military and rifle training, we learned the only thing we have to worry about on the range is our range, our windage, and our elevation. That's all we need to account for.
Yes. Now, some of these snipers can shoot those distances where they need to account for that, but they don't typically want to, because, you know, their odds of making the shot go way down when you get that far. But
yeah,
we got a late edition.
Yes,
we got a late edition. Blue Marble Science is on the panel now, where he should be. How you doing, Big Blue?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hey, pretty good. How you doing?
But I can tell you this, Blue, you're not going to be doing well when you hear what this fucking guy's on about.
Oh,
this is a Nathan scraggly beard wearing Jeremiah Johnson wannabe looking fuck over here. So,
oh gosh, all of the cool people are turning up late.
Yeah. Vishanti's here now too.
Well, there we go.
I had to take my pants off.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Woman after my heart.
It's Mike. Do you not know this? It's a rule of being a YouTuber. You can't wear pants.
I'm in
lounge pants.
I don't even own any pants.
Don't even.
Anyway,
don't anybody looking behind the bar.
I'm either behind the bar or behind the screen. Nobody can see.
Yeah. Why do I need to own pants? Damn.
Nobody knows nothing.
Oh God.
This is decaying very quickly.
Yes. What we should do now is we should dive right into the video and let our latecomers see what we've already been battling. We've already set Tony on 2 fucking rants, so you're gonna love this. Here, I'm just going right into it.
Than if it was
Where's
from,
my bottle opener?
East to west, west to east. It's very different calculation. But theirs is a consistent calculation, which means it's a consistent drag, meaning the environment that they're within.
No, it isn't.
No matter which direction
You're a
it's
fucking
shooting
idiot.
from and towards.
Oh,
it always
God,
East
it's
to west,
Robert.
west to east is not a problem.
It's not moving.
Pause.
Sorry.
We're gonna hit Tony's head's gonna explode.
Okay, so first of all, they do have to make different corrections depending on the orientation that they're firing. The correction that they make north to south is opposite to the south to north correction. Similarly, it's different when you're in the southern hemisphere. Also, there is an effect shooting east to west and west to east. Your bullets actually, if you're shooting towards the east, your bullets tend to go higher because their velocity in the eastward direction is increased, which means that they're basically they've got a higher centrifugal force than the bullets that are going west.
Oh, thank God!
Wow. I just got gonged.
No, not you. The video.
Not you.
It just happens that way.
So the Roger Rabbit has gotten the name of the effect right. It's called the Ockwash effect. And if Fohammer 335 were here, he'd be explaining that he's doing he's organising an experiment into the Ockwash effect. But he's exactly wrong. He's completely ignorant about the nature of the Coriolis corrections that are applied, and his attempt to assert that it's the Magnus effect. If it were the Magnus effect, then you would only need one weapon that had the opposite orientation of its rifling to disprove it, right? You'd only need one such weapon. When he says that it's generally clockwise, I think he said, if you had one that was rifled anti-clockwise, then you'd expect the Coriolis to operate in the other direction. It doesn't happen. It's not. It's not true. He's gibbering.
He's just making shit up, is what he's doing.
Yeah, pretty
That's all there
much.
is to that.
This is the same grown man who went into a Target and ripped up a children's book because he thought all the science in it was fake, and then babbled to all of the Target employees that Earth is flat because Bible says so. Yes. And that's the caliber of person we're dealing with here.
Yep.
He's already spent his money on it. So who is he owning exactly?
Right. But yeah, he even, like, the employees come over and they're like, was that you tearing up pages? And he goes, oh yeah, I'm buying it though. And they're like, okay, as long as you buy it.
Freaking idiot.
Yeah, that's a big protest. Well done. You really showed them.
I would have made it pay for it first, though.
Yeah.
Just because.
I think they did, like, kind of suggest, like, next time maybe don't make a scene about it and buy it first. And
Yeah. If you go find your own gutter to hide in and rip apart children's books, you freak.
How old was that video?
Yeah, 3-4 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's not as old as I thought it was. Because he's obviously lost a little weight and he's got rid of the Jeremiah Johnson look.
It's 2 years old.
Different drugs.
I'm gonna say it's 2 years old because when everyone saw it was when Simon Dan covered it, and that was in 2018.
Yeah. Well, there you go then. Yep. Interesting.
So I've got one that I think we should dig right into. I'm not going to give you a heads up or anything on what it is. I am simply going to cue it up, and you're going to have to just trust that I have your best interests at heart.
Oh,
you
we don't
son of a
fucking
bitch.
believe you.
Okay.
Bring it.
So, yeah, this is interesting.
An ancient alien ring was found in the tomb of
Feeling
Tutankhamun.
again.
By far
Oh
one
my
of the most
God,
substantial
rage.
discoveries we've ever made has got to be the discovery of the ancient tomb of Tutankhamun from 1922. The reason as to why this
So?
is such an important discovery is the fact that not only is Pharaoh Tutankhamun considered to be one of the most controversial rulers of ancient Egypt, but that he is also oftentimes referred to as one of the most mysterious ones too, as nobody knows what really caused his untimely death to begin with. This
We
newest
kind of
discovery
do.
Oops, sorry.
Wow.
Premature
Damn, fast.
gamification there. We actually do pretty much know, and he's not one of the most mysterious, and like all of that is pure BS.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it
Nick,
was-
would it even be
his
fair to say
dad-
that? I was going to say, wouldn't his dad be considered more controversial than he was?
Yes.
There, yes.
Absolutely, his dad was. Like, he
It
goes
wasn't-
from all of this pantheon of gods to, no, we're just going to worship the sun disk Aten. And by the way, guys, I'm changing my name and moving the capital. Yeah, that was definitely extremely not popular.
Wasn't the big deal the fact of everything they found? You know, there was just so
Well,
much there.
It's
It was
because
one of the
nobody
most
looted his
complete-
tomb. It was
Yeah.
basically not that important in terms of all the other kings. And all the really important ones had their tombs looted. So when we found this one, it had all the shit in it.
Yeah.
And everybody freaked out because it was one of the most complete discoveries.
Yes. And not necessarily who he is, but what they found was the big deal.
Yeah. Lots of gold, lots of stuff.
It is very cool, though.
It is.
It's also somewhat disingenuous because as much as we think of sort of Egyptology as being quite a mature discipline, it's actually still fairly rapidly evolving. There are fairly dramatic new discoveries and new techniques being applied to what we have. We're
There's
learning
a
a lot.
documentary that just came out on Netflix called, I think it's Secrets of Saqqara, where they're digging around in the Babastan and they discovered a mummified lion cub. It was so cool.
Well, they
Wow.
found
Yeah.
a 4,400-year-old tomb that's basically untouched.
Yep.
Yep. So the suggestion, some of the entries on the king's lists are more obscure than others, and we don't know as much about their careers as we'd like to. But we're still learning a hell of a lot. It's just it's really. It seems like it seems intellectually dishonest to suggest that the mysteries that are available, the mysteries that yet persist about figures like Tutankhamun or Akhenaten, or
I've watched
and
almost all of the documentaries on Tut, and after the one that did 3D modeling of his skeleton and showing how he had hip problems and his teeth were all jacked up because fucking inbreeding, all of that combined with his head injury and all of the other things that were going on, the most likely explanation was that he either fell off his chariot and got like a bone infection or something, or somebody just whacked him on the back of the skull and freaking killed him. So
yep. But it's there are things that we don't know, yes, but we are learning all the time, and to suggest that because we are ignorant about some aspects, the only explanation is aliens. It's just
Can
I'm
I
not going to
just
say.
There's nothing particularly odd that we don't know the cause of death from someone 3,200 years ago when you could die of basically anything.
Yeah, an ear infection. You could die.
yeah.
Like so many, because I looked it up and I was like, okay, so we don't in fact know for sure what killed him. There's lots of theories, but again, it's 1200 BC. He could have died of anything.
A fucking paper cut.
He could have choked on a pomegranate.
That's too funny. Fucking pomegranate. They are lethal, you know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Weird.
Shall we?
They're
This video doesn't have a lot of meat to it. It's we're already half through. So shall we fire it up?
Oh, half through.
Keep
Go
going.
for
I
it.
can't wait to destroy the
do it,
second
brother.
half.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. Oh, you're gonna love this too.
They actually hint towards what really happened back then, as archaeologists have just now uncovered this incredible ring next to his sarcophagus, which clearly depicts some sort of a humanoid creature on it. This carving is said to be of the god Ptah, but that wouldn't really make sense, as the creature in itself appears to be more alien than human, to say the least. Does
Okay,
this
pause.
mean that ancient?
Okay, pause. All right. First of all, that is the god Ptah. It literally is. That's how he's depicted in every fucking depiction of him ever. And to kick it off, I looked this up. His name is actually spelled in hieroglyphics right fucking next to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And she's
that's
like,
his-
"Oh, this looks like a humanoid alien being," and it's like literally his head does not look any different than any other of the art depictions of that god Ptah. That's the way
See,
he
I was-
looks in every.
I was
drawing.
going to point out the silly thing of the saying, we've just found this thing next to his body.
They
So
didn't.
what? You found his body fucking ages ago in his tomb and everything like that. You've only just found this? Yeah,
They've
fuck off.
literally known about this ring forever.
Yeah.
It's
Aliens,
not just
duh.
I'd
not an
also,
alien, it's literally the god Ptah.
I'd also like to suggest, obviously alien. No. If it's bipedal, symmetrical, has hands and feet, and a head and eyes like a human does, then it's human derived. I don't know what aliens are going to look like, but I actually consider the xenomorph to be weirdly human-like in terms of general design. It's not necessarily the design that I expect an alien to come up with.
Oh my
sort of
God.
different environments will have different
Were
geometries.
you the one that just put up that art of Ptah?
Yeah, I did. You want to see it again?
Oh no, I was just gonna say if you want to put up my very poorly MS painted graphic of the ring.
Yeah, I can't get to that right now in that room.
Okay.
I would need it in the other one. I can't switch.
All right.
It'll screw something up.
Copy-paste it.
What room do you need it in?
Green room would be awesome.
Let me copy paste it. It's so poorly
Sure.
MS painted. I'm very proud.
I would, however, point out that having arms growing out of your stomach is not necessarily humanoid-like.
Well, I'd suggest that was just a guy wearing a poncho, really, with armholes in the side and just reaching.
The T-Rex of humans.
Yeah, well, with the poncho and everything, it's bringing me to a little more Mayan, if anything, then.
Or perhaps it's just really poor art skills. Who knows?
Yeah.
There you go. Woo, MS Paint for the win.
Okay. Let me see. I should be able to just grab this nice and quick. There we go.
So yeah, that circled bit, that's literally the spelling of his name in hieroglyphics. And there's another graphic I just uploaded that shows you the two different spellings of his name, one where he's in the picture and one where he's not. Because I have a copy of Gardner's hieroglyphic list, so that video maker can suck my balls.
I thought it was one where he was there and one when he was just happy.
There you
So
go.
yeah, that set on the top, the stool, the bread, and then the lamp wick, that's how you spell his name without him physically being in the picture. And then the bottom one, that's a little photo of him, or hieroglyph of him, the Ptah sitting there. So it's like his name and then him. So yeah. And you guys, if you want to cross-reference that with Gardner's hieroglyphic list, you are free to do that.
I will take your word for it.
But you don't have to take my word for it. Ba-da-ba.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Hieroglyphics.
Should we take their word for it? There's only a few seconds left.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Here we
Gods
go.
were actually aliens all along. A lot of experts believe so, as this would explain a lot of the out-of-place artifacts that we've come across over the years, including
It's
this
going to be the
strange new
helicopter.
ring.
It's going to be the
A lot of
helicopter.
experts. A lot of experts in the field of bullshit.
Know by now, most
That's
texts that speak of Ta all say that he reigned over ancient Egypt around 5
Friends
to
of Nathan Roberts.
15,000 years ago. Hopefully, by further studying this ring, we can uncover more about the aliens that visited us in ancient times.
Wow. So basically, aliens because reasons. That's what that was.
Yep.
Mhm.
Aliens,
Write
because I
it down.
forgot
Yeah.
to take my antipsychotic medicine.
Isn't it always though?
It
Yeah.
always is, yes. Ancient aliens.
I mean, that
because
was-
reasons.
Yeah, that was right from the bowels of Von Daniken's fucking rectum and onto the screen using somebody's computer-ass
Shared by
voice.
God. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I pick the next one, man?
Alrighty.
Ooh,
Alrighty.
something in mind.
I want to see the one on Star Wars fans if space was fake.
All right.
Okay. I will say, because I picked this video,
Yeah.
the beginning of it is what's up, Tony? All right. The beginning of it is kind of odd. It's only partway through. It's only partway through the video that that he actually starts addressing the whole space is fake thing. At first, it's Star Wars fans reacting to how the last movie ended and not being happy about it.
What?
Cheesemondo, what's going on, man?
I just need to be clear. This is not saying that Star Wars is fake, is it? Because we all know that Star Wars is real and it's basically a documentary. I just want to be
right.
Just from a
if they're
long
going to say
time
Star
ago.
Wars is fake, I'll go and do something else.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You can't disprove.
Yeah. That's right. Doesn't make it fake. It just makes it entertaining.
There you go.
Petition to skip people bitching about the movies and get to the quote space is fake.
Well, they interspersed it a lot, but let's give it a shot.
Yep.
Alrighty.
You
Here we
guys
go.
just before we start, have you guys heard the theory that Star Wars is about bees?
Is about what?
Star Wars is about bees.
Bees, yes. If
As
you look
in-
at it, like there are queens, the only significant female characters are all queens or
Oh my
nobility,
God.
and there are lots of basically replaceable male subordinates who go out and do stuff on behalf of the on behalf of the. It's so basically the theory the theory is that the species that this was originally a story about, if you accept that it was from a galaxy far, far away a long time ago, was originally some sort of new social animal. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, but sorry.
It sounds pretty wild, man. I'm gonna have to look this up.
Wow. Pardon the pun, but roll it, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sure the guy that formulated that theory, there was a bong involved. That's all I'm saying.
Well, shall we see what this is we got in store then?
Roll it, man.
All right.
The truth. In a fantasy far, far away.
Hollywood, California, August 1977. A triumphant moment in screen history. To the world-famous Chinese theater come the stars of the biggest box office success in motion picture history.
I just got out of freaking Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, and holy donkey dick, did that movie suck.
That's funny. But can I just say it's really funny that the commentator is saying that the stars of the movie have turned up while it's R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yeah.
And no human actors in sight. Like, I mean,
that's
if you want to look at like the original inspiration from Kurosawa, they are the main characters. But
That's right.
True.
if you're going to say that the stars of the movie have rolled out, like why isn't Harrison Ford there?
Well,
Yeah.
R2 did roll out.
Or Mark Hamill.
Oh my God, we need to have a Kurosawa night. Just by the way.
That could be good.
Hell yeah.
All right, should we let this keep going and see what people thought of The Last Jedi?
Dum 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 dum
This
dum.
movie sucked 8 nuts.
I'm so upset. I can't. I'm just like, I don't even. Oh man.
Star Wars Last Jedi
It's the dilemma
is officially the worst
crew.
Star Wars film I have ever seen in my entire life.
Jokes in this important and moment we have been waiting 2 years for. Yeah, no, he's just like,
Great job, Ray. Excellent move. Well done, you. So,
These films now are being made by children.
Oh my God.
After 37 years without
Is
use,
he really gonna
the
come up
thrusters
with
on
this?
NASA's Voyager 1 successfully fired up for the first time. It's giving new hope to the agency's most versatile spacecraft. Trinity Chavez reports tonight.
40 years ago, 2 Voyagers began their odyssey into space. After 37 years of inactivity, NASA engineers have managed to fire up the backup thrusters of Voyager 1, humanity's farthest and longest-lived spacecraft.
I think none of us knew when we launched.
What the fuck is happening?
What?
Sorry.
Fire up the backup thrusters of Voyager 1.
It's giving new
I don't know what happened there. It just jumped. I'll leave it here.
Versatile spacecraft.
Alien.
Trinity Chavez reports tonight.
40 years ago, 2 Voyagers began their odyssey into space. After 37 years of inactivity, NASA engineers have managed to fire up the backup thrusters of Voyager 1, humanity's farthest and longest-lived spacecraft.
I think none of us knew when we launched 40 years ago that anything would be working for such a wonderful long journey.
Sent into space on September 5th, 1977, Voyager 1 was launched 16 days after its twin, Voyager 2.
And we have liftoff.
The spacecraft was meant to study the outer reaches of the solar system as a part of the Voyager program, and despite its vast distance, it still communicates with NASA to receive routine commands and return data.
Okay.
So pause.
What
What point's he trying to make?
I don't know.
He's not raised anything.
He's saying Voyager is fake, and Star Wars fans were too stupid to pay attention because Star Wars came out in 1977.
I forgot.
Fuck.
So it was a diversion.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
fucking stupid.
Most people at the time thought we had lost it.
Yeah, that's the point of the story. Is that this is from what 2006 when they first reestablished contact with it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
But if
in
I remember
essence,
correctly-
they're not mad about the right thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So as DKG rightly points out, most of these people were not born in 1977. But he is about to start commentating, and big quotation marks make a point.
Ooh. Oh. Well then, what choice do we have?
We must play it.
we still communicate with the Voyagers. They send us signals every day.
What?
Hello.
I don't even have one good fucking thing to say about this movie. It is just rancid diarrhea. It just fills me up with so much
Rancid
rage
diarrhea.
inside of my body that it starts lighting my brain cells on fire.
This part,
on the side of my
oh my
face.
God, what am I watching?
Anyone could check out the most basic data it transmits in real time on the website. We had a look for ourselves and found that it's moving at more than 56,000 kilometers per hour.
Movie is trash, bruh. This is a whack, trash,
garbage movie, and I can't believe what Disney did to me.
And it travels
Okay.
1
I thought the commentary came a little sooner.
through space each day.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing because it cuts between things that are relevant and then a movie review, and I'm just like, dude.
Unbelievable.
Oh, dear God.
I'm just like, dude, why don't you just cut between, there's a firmament and fucking people eating Ritz crackers, for God's sake. That's about how related these two things are.
Is it just an age thing? Like, I'm so confused right now. So
I am too.
Yeah. I'm so confused. I don't know whether to shit or swim. I'm just not sure, but I don't know. I'll play along.
Yeah. Did we just have someone join?
Yeah. Yeah, Jutmonk.
Yay, butt junk.
Yeah, he's just got to remember the mute button. It's not like he's ever done this before.
Well, say something, you fucking moron.
He just muted.
Fucking dork.
You got to use the code. Oi, fucking oi, monkey. Speak the fuck up.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, you've gone.
The video.
He said,
All
fuck
right,
you, I'm going.
All right,
This
here
was
we
gonna
go.
be bad from the second the opening crawl finished.
Spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Holy.
And even traveling at the speed of light, the signal took approximately 17 hours to travel from NASA to Voyager 1 in interstellar space. After decades of inactivity, NASA engineers managed to fire up the backup thrusters of the spacecraft. According to NASA, these thrusters fire in tiny pulses or puffs, lasting mere milliseconds to subtly rotate the spacecraft so that its antenna points to our planet. The Voyager team is now able to use 4 backup thrusters that haven't been used since 1980.
Which looked like something from the prequels. It was like really, really CGI. And if you write a script,
Pause. Quick question: does anybody happen to know what the signal delay is between Earth and any of the Voyagers right now? Because they are real fucking far away.
Yeah.
Well, he said it. It's 17 or 18 hours. It's a long time.
This is a couple years old, and according to Google, 19 hours.
This is making me feel like I'm at the dentist and I'm having a tooth worked on, except he crawled up my ass to get there. Fuck.
It's like,
And he's trying to use a Dremel to remove the tooth.
Does he actually try and make any
Motherfuckers!
There he is.
Dork.
Motherfuckers, man. What are you fucking doing, man? You left me locked in a fucking cage. I had to chew my ass out of there, you fucking pricks. What's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
That's what you get for
Fucking
shitting in my
sound,
jar.
man. Fucking sound. Well, I say I'm sound. I wouldn't tell you what's going on. But really, yeah, I'm all right.
More pants off, I think.
I need to fucking shit in my hand and throw it at someone. So fucking who's up for it?
Well, I think this guy
there
is.
He goes. Dun, dun,
Yeah, I fucking was waiting for that, you fucking.
It's like one perfect little piece of poo that went right over his mouth.
Yes. Food right in his mouth.
Kevin, I'll sit in your fucking jar if you don't shut the fuck up.
Again?
Again, yeah. No, I do it every day, but like, I'll fucking make sure I do it when everyone's watching, and that'll embarrass the fuck out of you, so shut the fuck up. So how's it going, everyone? You all loving it, or what?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna answer that with video. Hold on to your fucking hat, monkey. This is screwed up.
Yeah, man.
Disrespectful that it might as well be a giant slap in the face.
It's a joke.
The transmitters on the Voyager spacecraft are slightly over 20 watts, about what your refrigerator light bulb would give off.
Wow.
What? That was just one of the cringeworthiest scenes I've ever seen. And that was another problem that really kind of hammered it home to me, that this is not the movie I thought it would be.
So when the signal crosses that vast distance to us, the strength of the signal is 1/10 trillionth of a billionth of a watt.
There's so many plot holes and things that don't make sense.
Oh, man, I feel like
pause.
Pause. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You beat me to it, mate. So go for it.
Going insane because I thought the commentary came much sooner. This is a 20-second bit that he's turning into the first fucking 10 minutes of the video.
Wow.
And if I can, I'll find a time code for when he actually starts fucking talking.
I was going to ask if it just kept going on like this, because this is like...
It doesn't. There is commentary. There's commentary eventually. I just can't fucking figure out where it is.
What I don't get right is there one about the Voyager and it's like 1/1000th of a watt or whatever. Who gives a fuck? We still know that it's out there, you stupid fucks. It's there, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the furthest fucking thing that man has sent from planet Earth. There it is. Voyager 1 fucking out there. Absolutely fucking awesome. If you do that again, mate, I'm gonna fucking shit in your fucking mouth, alright?
Hey Dick, if you're able to skip to about 7 minutes in, that's when this hilarious bit ends.
Okay, yeah, as soon as we go back to it, I can get to 7 minutes. So shall we kick in then?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Right after Mark Hamill.
Into the movie and recapture your childhood. You're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Best Joker.
So fun fact, I've actually debunked both of those on my channel. He's looking at shitty quality JPEGs, and those are just artifacts left over from that shitty compression. If you look at the original photos on the website that are about 3,000 by 3,000, you don't see that.
Not at all.
This is crazy.
Yeah. So
I want my intelligence back.
Like, I love that he goes straight from like, oh, you believe in Voyager? Well, they edited pictures of Earth. Okay. What? Like,
the non sequiturs in this are astronomical.
He's jumping all over the place. And the worst thing is, top comment on this video is someone who says, batteries that lasted 40 years, how the hell does that work?
Oh, for God's sake.
Really? Like, let me tell you a story. My parents had a knick-knack that they bought the year I was born. It was under a little glass dome, and it had a clock and then little people dancing, like rotating underneath it. It was powered by 2 AA batteries. They replaced those batteries when I turned 25.
Well, do you know what, Kevin? What do you want? A fucking medal?
2 AA batteries last 25 years, and you're telling me NASA can't come up with a battery that can last 40?
Yeah,
well, I'm not being funny, but like, if I bought some batteries and didn't use them, they'd last forever, wouldn't they? So
it's not forever, but these days a long time.
I believe if
Hey,
you check,
NASA,
you'll find out they didn't have batteries.
On behalf of all the ladies who require batteries for some things, I just want to talk. Turn on your location.
I want to know now you've brought out, what the fuck do you need batteries for? Come on, spit it out. Don't say all the ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Come on, fucking spit it out.
Well, not everyone's into monkeys yet.
Sorry?
Not everyone's into monkeys.
I'm not talking about monkeys, I'm talking about batteries.
We got a good question from the chat. Randolph Richardson asks, why, where is it here? Serious question. Why are there so many stupid people in the world today?
Internet.
Social media.
What it is. Yeah. There's not more stupid people in the internet. They're now just more vocal.
Yes.
Correct.
They have a voice now.
Yeah.
And they're congregating together in bigger droves of stupidity.
Who has a voice?
Stupid people.
And monkeys.
Well, everyone has a voice. Yeah, I know. Can you fucking tell this monkey's got a voice? But I mean, stupid people, they don't have a voice. They're just fucking stupid. I mean, some people are standing on a fucking planet and they can't work out where they are. I mean, fucking hell. What's wrong with you?
I know where I am. It's a little valley. Yeah. It's a really cool spot.
Is he a
does
flat
the commentary... Does the commentary kick in more here, Kev? Should we let this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember if it's more than text, but he does keep throwing out space is fake arguments.
Okay. Well, let's get to a few of them then. Because it's been point and laugh. Let's see if we can get an ounce of meat.
How green screens work.
Where is it?
That's not how a harness works.
Nope.
First of all,
close.
That's not how you wear them. Second of all, you know what stopped that astronaut from suddenly moving? Footholds. They're all over the goddamn station.
Yep. For that reason.
Exactly. So that when you want to show off for the cameras and do a flip, you're able to stop yourself.
Mike 71 got a good one. The search for a point.
These are the
take a long
boys
time to get there.
Stupid.
So does this video prove God now? Ugly German church? I'm so confused.
This video proves fucking shit.
That's right.
Okay, well,
just a video. Let's enjoy it, laugh at it. It's bollocks.
Yeah, well, there's only 3.5 or so minutes left, so let's get a couple of these points in before we kick him to the curb.
I'll be lucky if he makes one.
Oh, here we go again.
What's fake about that? Oh, really?
Really?
Pause.
Which only goes for 30 seconds.
Yeah, a parabolic flight lasts about 38 seconds. There's a tour of the ISS that lasts 40 minutes. Work that one out, dickhead.
Yep.
Exactly.
Could you imagine?
What?
Could you imagine
really...
taking a ride on that vomit comet and having enough anti-grav to do the entire fucking whatever bullshit they think they did for that big, huge tour of the space station? Where you would be, okay, well, as we float away from Earth, we'll wave goodbye. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
It's
an airplane.
All this video is just showing us the truth, but like these fucking globe denying dickheads seem to want to try and debunk what is undebunkable. Like, you know, when they come up and go, oh, yeah, we've got undebunkable proof the Earth is flat. No, you haven't, you fucking stupid prick. No, you haven't. You haven't, because the Earth isn't flat. So fuck off, get a life, grow up, you stupid prick, and you'll be all right, you know, because the Earth ain't flat, mate, you know, and it doesn't even matter if it was, you know, I wouldn't give a fuck either way, but it isn't.
I watch... Go on, Mike.
This video is pretty typical, Toad. You know, they make the claims, and other flerfs will present this as evidence. Well, you really need to learn the difference between evidence and a claim, because this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
Good, Barman.
Well, they need to be able to respond to counter arguments like the 0G plane argument. Flat earthers don't even use that anymore because we can point to ongoing periods of weightlessness that are way longer than any parabolic flight could possibly be.
Yes. Exactly. Yep. A little 5-minute interview on morning television debunks that right off the bat.
Yeah, that's impossible on a parabolic flight.
Yeah, easy. So
I mean, for me, what debunks flat Earth is every time I take a fucking shit, right, it falls to the Earth, and that proves gravity, really. And my shit's not always, you know, like more dense than the air around it. Sometimes it's quite, you know. But it still fluffy. Fucking falls because there's something called what do they call it again? Gravity, you fucking retards!
Kevin?
Nope, not doing it.
Let's see a bit though.
Kevin.
Actually, some of this video is actually pretty cool.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
All right, pause. I'm so fucking sick of stereotypes. Guess what? Not every person who's interested in space, real space, is in love with Star Wars. I'll say it right now. Star Wars was a fluke and George Lucas was a hack. Fucking fight me.
Agreed.
Well, fighting is not hard. Just push the jar off the shelf. So that's not that hard.
I have a brain laser and I'm not afraid to use it.
There you go. Launch.
Yeah. Had Star Wars
I
been
have a
made
mirror,
by
damn it.
David Lynch, then that would have been cool.
Say that again?
If Star Wars had been made by David Lynch, it would have been awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Christ, we had that. It was called Dune.
Don't. Yes, don't
Oh,
give me
Jeff,
hope. I love that.
Jeff,
Yes.
did you just bring up David Lynch? That
Yes, I
guy
did.
is an absolute fucking genius, man. I
He
love
is, man.
David Lynch.
Yes.
What a fucking director. What an artist. Absolutely fucking class.
Absolutely.
And his
If
daily
you watch
weather
the film
reports are
Requiem for
so
a Dream,
wholesome.
right? If you watch the film Requiem for a Dream, right, after you've watched that film, it feels like you've taken acid. You just like, holy
that was
fuck,
Darren
what just
Aronofsky.
happened? What a film. Banging.
Requiem for a Dream was Darren Aronofsky.
You seen it, yeah?
Yes, and it wasn't David Lynch.
It was David Lynch. Requiem for a
No, it
Dream.
wasn't.
No, it was
Was it
Darren
not?
Aronofsky.
Darren Aronofsky.
You're joking me.
No.
Nope.
What the fuck am I talking about then? I must be off
I
my
will say though. Yay! Fuck this video. But I also will say, we did once get David Lynch trying to make Star Wars. It was called Dune, and he hated it so much that he took his name off it.
That's right. It's an Alan
Too bad
Smithy
for him
production.
that everyone likes it.
I like Dune. I don't know why he hated it so
I
much.
love it.
Dune is
Because
a classic.
they basically pissed him off. They made him
Yeah.
change things. They made him cut a lot of stuff out that he didn't want to cut out.
Yeah,
So he said, "Fuck
and
you
even-
guys, Alan Smithy."
And even despite that, when it premiered in theaters, they literally handed out a vocabulary list. I mean, how boss level is that?
Yes.
Your sci-fi movie could never.
Yeah. So
All right, well,
that was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a typical space science denier. Make some claims, then prove me wrong. Well, then present something for me to prove wrong. Then we'll talk.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because that's all they ever do. It's all these things ever are. And, it's either a meme or it's some video where they say some shit and then say, now the ball's in your court to the burden of proof is on you. It's like burden of proof is on the guy making a claim who hasn't proved shit yet.
That's right.
Yeah. And
Also,
every time they're like, well, you're making a claim that the earth is round.
Yeah. That
Also, I
in
agree
2,000
with,
years of science.
I agree with Ugly German Truths. A faithful adaptation of Dune is completely unfilmable.
I am
If anyone's
looking forward to the
read the book,
2021 version, though.
Yeah.
It looks interesting, but I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical of anything anymore.
Yeah.
But
To be fair, it could do with being
The,
3 films, each one 3 hours long.
I'd be okay
I
with
mean,
that.
it would literally be longer than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy on film.
I'd be okay with that.
But should we pick another?
Yep.
All set and ready. So we got Flat Earth, Venus at Night proves the Ball Earth model as wrong. We've got GPS satellites do not exist by Aaron Dover. That's it. We've got Flat Earth Science 6, Polaris from Australia. I mean, Polaris
You guys do
from Australia?
How do you make a video to say you can't see it?
Do you know? I'll tell you how. And this I'm going to shock you all out.
Video.
Do you know how you can see Polaris from Australia? I'm going to tell you now. This is the only way, right? You can see Polaris from Australia is if you get a fucking flight, all right, and then fly to the Northern Hemisphere. Then you can see Polaris from Australia because you've flown from Australia, but you might be an Aussie. But that's the only fucking way, because if you don't fly to the Northern Hemisphere, you ain't gonna see Polaris, you dumb fucks.
I bet you could get enough altitude to see. Maybe.
Unless you got a fucking photograph, or as you say, enough altitude, yeah. But then really, you're not really on planet Earth then if you take that kind of an altitude, are you? You're kind of in fake space.
That's right. I think we should do the GPS one, because that would get both Tony and Blue spinning.
Oh, Blue had to go.
Oh, did he? Bummer.
Yeah. So, I don't know, GPS satellites by Aaron Dover?
That works for me.
All right, I'll cue it up here. So, let's see here. Stupid motherfucker says, what? Okay, we're ready to go. Here we go. I do believe facepalm protection is in effect here. Ladies and gentlemen, please bubble wrap the tablet or whatever you were using. Don't break that shit over one video. Here we go. Hold on tight.
Yeah, so what?
What's your point? No.
Yeah. You know how many of those you would need? Okay, so?
Because it's obsolete, no longer functional.
It didn't last long.
A view to a shield.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you had to look that up to be able to spell that, and then copy and paste it because you kept getting it wrong.
There's some sound logic in this so far.
Pause before he starts the film.
You did it again, premature gongage.
Yeah, it's not even active, but every time I change, OBS goes, oh, you want to play that one too? I'm really going to have to go backwards. The update is a little bit fucked. But anyway, okay, who wanted to go?
You know, Dick, there's pills for that, man.
Oh, dear me. So how can he say that transit was a thing, but modern satellites aren't a thing? Am I missing something about transit? Was it not a real satellite?
Yeah, no, quite simply because they use satellite navigation, but they actually don't believe in satellites. But they use it anyway because they're fucking stupid. Basically, I mean, I could go on, but I mean, come on. I mean, fucking hell. If we didn't have satellites, we wouldn't even have mobile phones. You know what I mean? And the fact that these things have to be fucking perfectly in time, 1 fucking millisecond, and if you're trying to use satellite navigation, you're like 200 miles out. That's how fucking accurate that fucking satellites have to be. But no, they're not really up there because space is fake, isn't it? So fuck you!
Mike?
So, he did try to imply that those microwave antennas were the source of GPS. But let's think about this for a second. You could be in the middle of the frickin' Australia outback, 500 miles from the nearest building and still receive GPS. So that itself is just plain stupid. Not to mention, you know how many of those fucking things you would need? In order to get line of sight because that's really what you would have to have. You'd have to have line of sight from that antenna to your GPS receiver in order for that to work. You know how many of those fucking things you would need? They would be everywhere.
You know how
Absolutely
fucking tall they
everywhere.
would have to be?
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
you know these things. Obviously, we have mobile phones, but then, like, if you're out in, as you say, if you're out in the fucking outback or whatever, you use sat phones, don't you? You know, and how the fuck do they work?
Yeah.
If space is fucking fake.
Exactly. So his sort of explanation is easily debunkable, and it's almost a self-debunking video too.
Well, I mean, he starts completely dishonestly. He says, "Let's make a hypothesis," and that hypothesis is satellites are definitely fake because space is fake, so they have to be fake. It's like that's not a hypothesis. You're not asking any questions. You're not interested in learning anything.
That's a
You're interested in
flat-out
confirmation
claim.
bias.
Yes. Your conclusion shopping.
Yeah.
Yes, big time.
All right, let's see what else he's got. Let him
All right.
educate us.
This video clip describes properties of the satellite constellation for the Global Positioning System, GPS.
Well, that's not the sky.
The red vector facing you is the vernal equinox vector. The yellow band on the
Can I just
surface
say,
is
Paul?
the
Yeah. I mean, he's got it bang on there. I mean, look, what he's just showing there, you know, these satellites going around the globe. I mean, it fucking works, doesn't it? I mean, what the fuck? It works. I mean, you know. Oh, my word. Yeah, this guy's a prick.
And he's
Well,
just
go on.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's it. I was just going to say, someone say something for fuck's sake.
You just
Don't
said
just
it
go
right.
all blank because a monkey fucking lost it. Fucking say something, someone, for fuck's sake.
Something, someone.
Come on, speak, motherfuckers.
Yeah, all right,
back
let's
to the
roll
video?
it. Yeah. Dick, that's
Wait.
your cue.
Video, maybe?
Yeah, was
Fucking
it
play
the button,
video,
but it
motherfucker.
Global Positioning System provides three-dimensional
Not
position
cooperating
and
today.
time information worldwide 24 hours per day for users equipped with GPS receivers. GPS satellites transmit navigational signals. The concept is based on measuring time intervals for signals to reach the observer. The user must receive simultaneous signals from at least 4 GPS satellites. In other words, 4 GPS satellites must be directly seen by the user, constrained by the minimal elevation angle. The elevation angle is the angle of satellite over the horizon as seen from an observation point. We illustrate the visibility of satellites for a GPS user in Los Angeles, California. Red lines show when the satellites are in direct view. In this our example, we require the minimal elevation angle of satellites to be higher than 25 degrees. The GPS constellation consists of at least 24 satellites. All satellites are in orbit with a period of 1/2 of one sidereal day, roughly 12 hours. Orbits are circular with a radius 26,562 kilometers and inclination 55 degrees.
Well, doesn't depend. In order to prove, he's going to prove his hypothesis. I am so want to see that.
No, that's not. So, in order to prove satellites are real, I have to be able to see them with my own eyes because that's the only way we can prove anything exists.
Yeah, well,
Like,
can I just say
here's-
something, right? We can all fucking, I mean, apparently there are some satellites you can see, but I mean, you know, there's many that you can't because they're not just clearly not big enough. I mean, it'd be like looking at a bus at a fucking 250 fucking miles away. It's going to be fucking microscopic, isn't it? So, but one thing that we know that we can track, we can look with the fucking naked eye is The ISS. There it is, going around the world, fucking orbiting our fucking globe, you stupid fucks.
There's a,
Yeah,
Aimee.
you speak up, you fuck. Come on, what are you going to say?
I was going to say something, but Aimee has her hand up.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Here we go. It's Matt's turn.
Ooh, new guy, David Oliver for £5. Said also satellites need to take time dilation into consideration. Otherwise, they don't work properly.
That's right.
New guy.
A new guy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he talked about picking Los Angeles. You know, when I was in the Navy, my submarine would come to periscope depth in the middle of the North fucking Atlantic, 1,000 miles from the nearest city or the nearest coastline, and be able to tell it where it was because of GPS satellites. We would come to the surface to do a NavSat in order to be able to compare that to the current navigation charts to make sure we actually knew where we thought we were. And those guys were really good, so it was really usually pretty accurate. But in the middle of the goddamn ocean, and you could take your own damn boat out there if you really wanted to, if you had something that could go out that far, you can see the GPS satellites. So don't tell me, you should have picked something a little less obvious than, Los Angeles, fucking California, in the middle of everything.
Well, I mean, first of all,
that's the worst thing for his hypothesis.
Yeah, but I mean, if you understand a single thing about astrophotography, which this guy doesn't, you can catch GPS satellites in your images. They'll fuck up your long exposures. IB Hunter knows that. He was in the chat earlier. And the other thing is you don't need to physically see a satellite to prove they exist. This is so unbelievably stupid. We can't see the wind. We know it exists. You can't see the tumor inside your body, but you're going to trust the doctor who used technology to tell you it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are actually guys out there whose goal is to use their telescopes and equipment to photograph these things. And they have no idea that there's this whole flat earth, globe earth argument going on. It's a thing. There are satellite hunters out there who literally do this as a hobby, hunting satellites, and they have gotten pictures of GPS satellites. They're kind of blurry, but you could tell that they are what they are, especially when they shoot video, because of how they move relative to the stars. That's how you can always tell when you've got a satellite. A geostationary satellite stays geostationary while all the stars just move past it. And, you can follow the satellite. So this is actually a thing. It's a hobby. People do this. So
Exactly. It's like those people that, going back to the ISS, it's like those people that, like take photos of the it transiting the moon and that, and there it is. And it's like, oh, no, it's just a drone that's been up there for 20 years.
Yeah,
Must
it's
have
a balloon.
fucking great fucking battery. Can I have that in my phone? Because my phone's shit.
Aimee.
Yes, please. Here we go.
GPS, you are fake.
Uh-oh.
GPS for 2 hours said, I told you that all that GPS was fake. They're based. GPS, stop saying fake, start saying real.
Thank you very much. That was a good one.
He's got this whole he set up this whole premise for his quote hypothesis unquote, and then he picks one of the most densely populated areas on the planet, Los Angeles, to test his hypothesis that it is antennas. That really doesn't. If you wanted to prove they're antennas, then you would pick some place that is not in a lot of line of sight.
I mean, to be fair, right? I mean, if the Earth is flat, which let me just say, it fucking well isn't, right? But if it was, you wouldn't need satellites. You would just need antennas. But the problem is, right? It fucking isn't, is it? Because it's not hard to just look around and work it out. You stupid fucks.
They're working on the principle kind of like Toronto had back in the day, where the city was growing and they needed reliable microwave transmission throughout the city. So what did they do? They built the CN Tower. It's tall enough that it can get down and through everything. But do you see CN Towers all over the fucking world? I when I see people off-roading in like the Sahara and whatnot and doing the Dakar, I don't see a lot of CN Towers kicking around.
Or
That's
balloons.
what the pyramids are for. All three pyramids make a big enough signal.
But that's obvious, isn't it? Because they don't have a phone signal. Those guys are still fucking like talking to each other and sending fucking letters. You know?
Paper cups and strings. Cheese has got his hand up.
Yep.
Just going to say, I've driven through the Rocky Mountains, and there's a sat nav in the car, and I know it works from satellites because if I try and use my phone in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, there's no signal. You can't even get an emergency signal out. But if you look at the car, it knows exactly where you are, and it can tell you exactly how many satellites are passing overhead and how many you're triangulated with. So it doesn't make any sense. It can't be cell towers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And for anybody, all you globe denying, science denying assholes out there, if you're going to create a hypothesis, you probably should want to choose something that isn't so easy to prove that your hypothesis. You should try something out there, like Cheese just said, in the middle of the goddamn Rockies, not in the middle of Los Angeles.
I mean, basically, do you know, this is how it goes, right? It'd be like, yeah, I'm hungry. Sandwiches don't fucking exist, but I'm hungry. Can you make me a sandwich?
We got Aimee up too. What do you got for us, Aimee?
Well, basically, I'm just going to go right along with the GPS thing. Last winter, when we drove up to the Special Olympics, we drove 3 hours through very, very rural part of Maine, and there was no cell tower, but my phone was still picking up satellite signal so that my maps were still working. You know, it's just, so obviously it's not cell based, and it didn't show me which satellites were there because it's just a phone app, but it still worked. My maps still worked.
Is it most of Maine in the middle of nowhere?
Pretty much. Pretty much. And this ride was too. It was beautiful, and Matthew, stop spamming vampires, please.
Super Matt chat is spamming to Max. Right. La la la.
Yeah.
So shall we have a little bit more of this fool then?
Yeah, fucking crack on, innit?
Yeah, there's no votes in, so we got to keep going. Come on, people, vote on that gong. Remember, exclamation vote 1. Come on. What the hell?
Otherwise, we keep playing.
Yes, damn it.
Already? Holy crap.
I call bullshit. You did not design an app. You were not smart enough to design an app. I don't believe that for a single fucking second. You downloaded an app. That's all. I'm calling out lies when I see it. None of these fucks are stupid enough or smart enough to design anything. He didn't design an app.
Can I just say something? You're talking about apps, right? You're talking about apps. There's apps that fucking prove the Earth is fucking round. I mean, or a globe, or whatever, or a fucking circle, or whatever you want to say, right? Because you can get them apps that can, like, obviously find planets and stars, and it can also track the moon and the fucking sun. So what you can do is, right, there's sunrises, and you can follow it with your fucking phone app all the way through the sky. Oh, there's fucking midday. Brilliant. Yeah, the sun's there. It's in my fucking app. And then it goes all the way down and it sets. And then you can follow the sun going under your feet. But how does it work? Is it like that the fucking app works to a certain point and then after that it's all lies? Or does the app actually work and prove the Earth is a fucking globe? Well, come on.
Well, shall we see if this guy can prove his hypothesis?
Yeah, crack on.
That should be interesting.
Yeah. I don't think he could spell laugh, let alone make one. El Kabong.
Thank fuck
That's
for
that.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
that was a good sound.
Yes,
It was a real good sound.
Yeah. So what time is it? Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. We got time for more, so we better dig into the box here. Does anybody want to wrap up on that one, or should we just toss it in the bin and keep going?
Yeah, I'll wrap up on it. It was fucking shit. Let's move on.
I don't believe he's wrong.
Let's go. Next.
We've got Flat Earth Science Lesson 6, Polaris from Australia. We've got Flat Earth, Venus at Night proves the ball Earth model is wrong. Let your microphone fall. There we go. And we've got how to fake a rocket launch on flat Earth. And we've got fake ISS launch.
I would like to see how they can see Polaris from Australia, but you choose.
I'm into that one.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
How the fuck is that possible?
I mean, I still don't understand why you need a video to say you can't see it.
Yeah,
well, maybe
I'm wondering where this is going, don't you? Don't you really wonder what his point's going to be?
I think it's going to be Mad Mike's cousin trying to dig a hole through so he can have a view.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Where's
one
Wally
up.
when you need him? Yep.
Okay, I think we are all set. And are you ready? Are you ready? You asked for it. You got it. Here it comes.
Lesson 6. We're going to get a
Our
lesson.
friend Simon Dan.
Pause. I'd like to just say, flat Earth science. Firstly, there's no flat Earth, and there's certainly no fucking science behind it. I mean, come on, man. This video's already fucking bollocks.
Oh my god, that was good. Like 5 seconds in.
Yeah, Ian had to say that, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I watching? Flat Earth science. Fuck off. That'd be like saying fucking unicorn science. There ain't one, you twat.
So Aimee,
it's only the first joke that everybody says about every video this guy uploads. I love hearing it for the 10th time. Aimee, what's going on?
Yeah, here we go.
David Oliver, can I call you Crazy Dave?
No.
No, change your name into Crazy Dave. David Oliver for €2.
No, £2.
£2.
Stellarium
is a good app that proves globe.
How
many US dollars is £5 and £2?
And Stellarium.
It's about $60.
Yeah.
I know it's more than $2, but not quite 60. Stellarium, by the way, is an awesome piece of software. If you ever have a chance to download it, you should definitely download it because it does things. There's some pretty cool websites out there like suncalc.org and mooncalc.org that can give you all of the distances and azimuths and elevations for the sun and the moon. They're really cool, but there's so much more you could do with Stellarium. It's got a lot of neat stuff in it. You guys should look it up and download it. It's fun to play
Absolutely. And if anyone was wondering, Icarus did the translation there. 2 pounds is about 0.90 kilograms.
I love it. Okay, well, let's see if we can get more in a few seconds. I have a feeling it's going to be
Question
tough.
for us concerning the North Star Polaris.
Should it not always be visible on a flat Earth?
It
In
should.
South Africa, for example?
Thank you for asking, Simon Dan. It is always a pleasure to have you with us.
Oh,
dear God.
Your question is a common one, made by newcomers to the flat Earth community. It is
Because
basically
they're
the same
stupid.
question as, why can't everyone on Earth see the sun at the
Jeez, the
exact same
spotlight's on.
time? In a
Get a
nutshell,
fucking telescope. You should
there
be
are
able to
two
see
reasons why a person is not able to see Polaris from Australia, or the Southern Cross from North America, and why the entire Earth does not get lit up all at once.
I'm waiting for it.
The first reason is perspective.
Oh.
As an object
No.
gets farther and
Pause.
farther.
Bullshit.
No.
Grade
Just
school
no.
art class.
Yes, it's
But
a hard no, by the way.
This is what we call a Pratt, and a Pratt is a point refuted 1,000 times. No, not the troll tied to his water heater. Like, if you're gonna argue perspective for the stars, then you have to also argue it for the sun, and you have to explain why the sun disappears bottom up, which you cannot do with perspective.
Right, and you have to explain why the sun's angular size never, ever changes.
Exactly.
That's actually probably the bigger point.
That's the nail in a coffin right there.
It is. If you're going to claim that you can't see Polaris due to perspective, but yet you can zoom into a ship to supposedly bring it up over the horizon, then you ought to be able to use a telescope to see the fucking sun. So,
Yes.
no, this is a stupid argument.
Yeah. Full of bullshit and nasty.
Yeah. Oh dear God!
Look at his cartoon too. I don't see any stars.
Oh dear God! There's
Shall
a really
we-
good video on that. I have to look it up.
Oh.
Go ahead, play it.
Yeah.
Away from an observer, that object tends to get sucked into the vanishing point. The second
Angular
reason
size,
is that
fucking
light
moron.
has a limited range as it passes through the atmosphere. We have a great
Isn't it
lesson
pretty
all
much
about that that you
infinite
can see by
range?
clicking this link here.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
There's
Oh,
also another
God.
link to that down in the description. The number one
there is a
mistake
really big
people make
infrared
when
lately,
trying to
too.
understand how light works on the flat Earth is in forgetting the fact that we live in an atmospheric environment that affects the light that passes
all to
through
do
it.
with it.
Here in the Flat Earth Institute of Science, each part of Lesson 3
not
is dedicated
moron.
to understanding the effects of the atmosphere. You can see each lesson in order by following our playlist in this link here or in the description.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching.
Oh dear God!
Damn.
Fuck that. Fuck that. We're done.
Fuck, that is right. God damn. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that stupid fucking statement, light has a limited range. Fuck you, you moron. If that was true, we wouldn't be able to see the fucking galaxies 90 billion light years away at the edge of the universe.
And not to mention, none of that atmospheric mumbo jumbo he's talking about explains the fact that you can see, like if you're in a plane, you can actually see the sun, which is setting or rising below the clouds. You can see the shadow of a mountain peak on the clouds above the peak. Explain to me how atmospheric fucking conditions explains that. You can't.
Exactly.
It's just ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Watch it
stupid. All
going
right.
down. That's the biggest fucking vanishing point I ever saw.
Yeah. Yeah. And all this perspective stuff. And he even showed that little hand-drawn picture of perspective. Everything narrows and gets smaller, has a smaller angular size to the vanishing point. Yet they want us to use that for a sun that does not ever change angular size, even when it's setting or rising.
Exactly.
Crap. The fucking perspective, electro-perspectivism bullshit pisses me off every time.
Oh, yeah.
Swear to God, they're all born with a skull full of squid shit.
Yeah. Ew.
That's a good one. So we got enough time to squeeze in something. Do you want to do how to fake a rocket launch on a flat Earth?
We got to say either that or SpaceX fake ISS launch.
That's what I was going to say. One of the two.
I want to do the fake rocket launch.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fair
All
warning.
right.
It's,
How?
It's
Kevin, you're the
DITRH.
turbo master. I'd love to hear his
Is it
input
really
on this.
DRTH?
Yep.
Oh man, he's a fucking idiot.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Then again, they all are. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, every time you dive into the conspiracy flat Earth community, you're bound to come up with an idiot stuck to you somewhere. It's just going to happen, right?
Well, I think it would be rare that it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. So, shall we see how to fake a rocket launch on our flat Earth? Jesus.
How the fuck's that gonna work?
God. Oh,
Pause.
Pretty sure.
Pause.
Wow, that was
Sorry,
quick.
can I just ask a question? Didn't you just say how to fake a rocket launch on a flat Earth? That looks like a real rocket launch on a globe to me. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't look like a faked rocket launch on a flat Earth.
The monkey certainly has a point here.
It looks very real to me. And like these people that say, oh yeah, no, rocket launches, they're all fake. How's this for an idea? Go and fucking watch one for real, because they are fucking real. It's like going to the cinema. It'd be like saying the cinema's fake. No, honestly, I went to watch a film the other day. No, cinemas are fake. You fuckers. Right, fuck you all. I'm going to do some shout outs. Roger Rabbit, DKG Custom, Chris Durham, the Music Channel, Icarus. Right, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm just going to say the letters. SMIBSTCBR. What the fuck is that? That's there in the chat anyway. Ugly German Truths, Oi Oi, Brandon, Worrell, Me Pet 69, Love You Baby, Matt Fours, Randolph Richardson. I always get this wrong. Is it Jinshi or JYNXYU? There you go. I fucking spelled that out as well. Tony Racing, Factard, Mike Purple rhymes with orange. Everyone else that I missed out, fuck you. I couldn't be asked. I'll see you next time.
Purple Rhymes for Orange was on the pub chat last night.
Yeah,
I know it was. I couldn't make it because I actually didn't make it home. To be fair, I'm trying to score with this bird that's quite young. He's only 25, but I'm getting in there, so I never made it home. That's why I wasn't on last night. All right.
What he really means is he had his tail wrapped around his dork. What he really means is he had his tail wrapped around his dork and he was watching Pornhub. But let's get back to the video.
Let's see if we. Well, no, I had something to say, but Jutmunk never shuts the fuck up. Now, the rocket launch they showed at the beginning, if I'm not mistaken, that looked like a colorized V2 or some shit. And now he's cut to, with all that thrust and these three idiots inside, no, that's not a Soyuz that just took off. This guy's a dishonest little prick. He's comparing two things that are completely unrelated.
That's because he doesn't
One of these
what the hell he's
things
talking
is,
about.
yeah. This is cherry picking, right? It's just all bullshit.
Oh yeah, and supposition.
Oh yeah. Shall we?
We shall.
Let's do it. Not a Soyuz, there is.
If you ever watch a launch, it's not very fast at first. It builds. This is actually one of my playlists. To be fair, he goes to great pains to make it cool. Because Soyuz launches in the middle of nowhere.
Pause. How in the ever-loving blue fuck is different crowd reactions evidence of anything?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Kevin,
Russians act, shut up, Judd. I'm not finished. Russians act differently. So what? Like, Americans are known to be boisterous and like they never stop cheering. This is what Americans do. They're loud as fuck. Russians, not so much. So what's the big deal? Cultural differences. Yeehaw.
Let me tell you something, right? They're cheering because they're very happy. Well, crickets, fucking say something, someone, for fuck's sake.
Elon Musk and SpaceX, they go to great pains to hype all this stuff anyway. So you kind of expect there to be big crowds. The problem is, though, you can go there and see the damn thing launch. I mean, a lot of guys try to debunk, like JM Truth tried to debunk, Reds, and his launch. Well, no, you can't, because unless you want to go there and look at it and see what happens, then you haven't actually debunked anything.
Well, they can't debunk anything, can they? Because they're just
no.
fucked in the head. I mean, we're talking about, rocket launches that actually fucking happen. You know what I mean? They're there. If you really don't believe it, I'll drag your fucking dumbass by your fucking hair and I'll shove your face up there and go, watch. See that rocket over there? It is actually going to fucking launch, you stupid prick. And then when they've watched it, they'll probably go, oh, yeah, it's like blue beam technology or some dog's bollocks like that.
Oh, it'd be some bullshit for sure. Cheese, you've been waiting, buddy.
Just thinking that that internal shot that they showed where everyone's cheering, that's the crew that were involved with the actual rocket, isn't it? That's not Joe Public. And then the exterior shot is actually Joe Public.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I'd helped build a friggin' rocket and the thing took off, I'm going to be cheering like that as well.
Oh yeah,
that's a good statement. Absolutely.
Well, I forgot one shout out. Super chat, Matt. Oi, oi.
There you go.
Good one.
Should we run this?
What time do we got? Oh, we got like 10 minutes to wrap up.
Oh,
okay. Let's do it.
Yeah. So here.
El Kabal.
There. Yeah. Fuck it. It's done. All right. Who wants to? Kevin, you got it.
Rocket launches are real. The Earth is a globe. These people are idiots, and they all proved it themselves. Good night, everybody.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good. Cheesemondo.
Star Wars is an awesome movie. It's practically a documentary, and I'll fight anyone that says otherwise. Other than that, see you all on the after show.
Excellent. Monkey!
Well, to be fair, I mean... as Kevin said, I mean, rocket launches are actually real. And if you don't believe it, go and fucking watch one. Simple as that. And as he said, the Earth is a globe, and if you can't figure that out, then you're fucked in the head. I mean, it's not hard, is it? I mean, you're standing on a fucking planet. I mean, we worked this out thousands of years ago. So why the fuck have you lot suddenly popped up and thought, no, you lot are wrong? These guys thousands of years ago didn't have TV or NASA. All they had was the fucking sky to look at. So no wonder they worked out, because they had nothing else. They didn't have TV. I mean, they probably had a wank, but they didn't have TV, right? All they had was all night and all day to look at shit, and they worked it out. They were smart people, but I mean, come on, man. Fucking hell. It's so fucking easy to work out that we live on a spherical planet. Thank you very much.
Good one, buddy. Good one. Mike Bertelson.
Yeah, well, I do have to say that anybody who wants to fight Cheese, I will be right alongside him, because Star Wars is awesome. And by the way, a British pound is $1.32. Just saying. Next.
You're muted, Dick.
Oh, yeah, Next. Look at that. Times have changed. My mute button just failed, so now I have to click with a mouse. Damn it. Barman!
Oh, videos were crazy. Star Wars is real, and I mean, actually real. It's documentary, even though it's shit ending. And yeah, flat earthers just get fucking worse.
They're not fucking flat earthers. How many more times have I got to fucking tell you lot? They're globe denying fucktards.
Well, somebody that doesn't. Somebody who doesn't deny. Stevie Cupper reason.
Squid shit brains. That's all I gotta say. Skulls full of squid shit. Enough said.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep this in mind. Fuck nuggets are flat earthers. Fuck nuggets are anti-vaxxers, and fuck nuggets are conspirators. For the love of all of science, don't be a fuck nugget. I think we're done here. Silly Shell Show, Friday night edition on the EiE Network. Let's say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
I'll catch
Good
you
night,
on
fellow
the
babies.
flip side.